Know by now the winner of tonight's game begins the NBA Finals Wednesday in Chicago. So one of the more interested viewers tonight is Bulls head coach Phil Jackson, who joins us right now from the Bulls practice facility just outside Chicago. Just out of curiosity, Phil, once the finals begin, I'm wondering if you plan to run anything at all for Michael Jordan.
Well, I don't know. It makes a big difference as to who we play. I think Utah's guards are one kind of a perspective, and Seattle's got a total different ball of wax there.
You know, what everyone is wondering is whether or not there's any advantage or disadvantage to being off this long. These guys have gone to a Game 7, and you could argue that they're fatigued. And on the other hand, if someone wants to make a case for the Jazz and Sonics, they could say that you guys might have picked up some rust in 9 days. What do you think?
There's going to be some rust. There's no doubt about it, because there's no span of time during the whole season in which we sit longer than 4 days. So that collects a little bit over a period of 8 days. But after the first game, who's going to be rested and who's going to have that live legs? I think we're going to have some live legs, even though it's going to take us a game or a half a game to really find the competitive edge back again.
Phil, congratulations on your Coach of the Year award. And let me just ask you straight up, do you have the perfect basketball team?
You know, there's always something more that you want as a coach, as a basketball team. You know, we don't have a outstanding 6'2", 6-foot guard that can haul the ball up the court and do all the things point-wise that, say, you know, Utah has, or a match for Utah. Steve Kerr's got to match up that kind of a situation. We don't have a dominant 6'10" to 7-foot player in our team, but we've got all the things, the ingredients that can match that, and we've done a real good job doing it during the course of the year.
Phil, you guys have been off so long that Jim Cleamons has found the need to go out and get a part-time job. Why did Jerry Krause decide to finally give him permission? Did you ask Jerry did you intercede for Jim?
You know, my lobbying position isn't so great right now in the Bulls organization. So there's some subtle ways that you know, we can pull some strings, but I think that Jerry Reinsdorf knew that it was the right time to let Jim have an opportunity. When you're in the playoffs, you're going to the finals, you can't interview a coach, basically, if you don't give him some latitude to have a chance. So, you know, some of the guys in our organization, Jim Rogers and Tex Winter, yeah, they've had experience around, and they've been head coaches in this league. And I'm sure they got their word in with Jerry Krause and with Jerry Reinsdorf.
Well, speaking of coaching movement, you know this question is coming. Even as your main focus is the finals, your own contract is up. And although Rick Pitino turned down the huge numbers and the control that the Nets offered, that does alter the market for a top-flight coach, including for you, doesn't it?
Well, you know, that's one of the things that I've been arguing along with my agent, is that the marketplace has changed for coaches. And Pat Riley set that last year, and then the advent of his successor, Don Nelson, replaced him with a salary which changed the marketplace for coaches. And we've been holding our line, basically, and you know, we want the Bulls to pay us what Pitino was going to be offered with the Nets, but you know, that's probably not going to happen. But there's something in between that and what we've been working at here that's compromised position for both of us.
As soon as Pitino turned it down, there was some speculation in New York about you being the guy the Nets would turn toward. And in Sam Smith's column today in the Chicago Tribune, that same speculation was there. Not that Sam was saying it would happen, but that it would be discussed. Do you have a reaction to that?
Well, you know, I don't have a reaction to that, other than I know the Nets organization. I know the Taub brothers, you know, having worked for them early in their succession of ownership after Roy Bowe released that team and Doc Julius. But you know, we do have some history together, but this is not something that we've discussed.
I talked to Jerry Reinsdorf, your owner, a couple weeks ago, and he said it was very difficult to get your contract and Jordan's contract settled during the playoffs. But during this long layoff, might something happen at this time?
Well, there might happen, but you know, right now, you know, who's to say? Jerry Reinsdorf is really busy with the business of baseball, and you know, that business that involves him is taking him out of town. And you know, a lot of things are just pointing to the fact that basketball is again going to begin on Wednesday, and it's time for us to really buckle down and get after these playoffs, because this is what it's all about, making it good in the finals.
And back to the finals here, Phil, before we let you go. Can you run anything specific in practice for the Jazz or the Sonics this past week, or do you wait until it's decided and look to that tomorrow?
we did some things in practice, Bob. We did some things with trapping. We did some things with, you know, the pick on the right-hand side of the floor, the little things that we think that Utah likes to run, the screen rolls and the multiple post-up things. We had our second unit, the red team, executing some of those things in practice. We played, you know, 3 10-minute quarters, a couple of halves in the practice this week, trying to generate the interest and the level of competitive desire and drive during the practice with clock, with calls. And, you know, we tried to get it back, but there's nothing like games to give you the edge.
I know you and your team are anxious to go again. We'll see you in a few days in Chicago.
We're looking forward to it.
Okay, Phil Jackson, the Bulls coach, of course, a reminder the game one of those finals is Wednesday night in Chicago.